Hello, this is Opinion Radar. If you're into precision woodworking but don't want to liquidate your savings for top tier gear, you're going to want to hear about this. Today, we're diving into the Powertec Adjustable Angle Track Saw Miter Guide, a tool that promises pro-level miter accuracy without the pro-level price tag. Whether you're building cabinets, tackling trim work, or just trying to nail clean, repeatable angled cuts, this guide claims to take the guesswork out of the equation. At $79, it's positioned right in that sweet spot between budget accessories and premium systems. But does it actually deliver in real-world conditions? Over the next few minutes, we'll walk through ease of use, build quality, performance under load, and long-term durability, because we all know some tools look great in the box but fall apart after a few projects. Let's find out if this is one of those hidden gems or just another almost right workshop compromise. When I first unboxed the Powertec Adjustable Angle Track Saw Miter Guide, I was immediately struck by the solid feel of the components. The metal bar has a substantial thickness to it, nothing flimsy or overly lightweight like some budget clamps I've used in the past. The handle is made of sturdy plastic, but it's not the brittle, hollow kind you'd expect at this price point. It actually has a bit of heft, which gives you confidence in its construction. Right out of the gate, I could tell this wasn't going to be one of those flimsy accessories that feels like an afterthought. I attached it to my Makita track rail to test it, and it slid in smoothly. The T-Track compatibility is a big win. Whether you're using rigid Milwaukee or another brand, this guide integrates without issue. That kind of versatility is exactly what you want when building out a workshop with gear from multiple manufacturers. One of the standout features is the 13 positive stops, which make repeatable miter cuts a breeze. I was working on a cabinet project that required a series of 45-degree bevels, and being able to quickly lock into that angle without pulling out a protractor or digital angle finder saved me serious time. The detents are clear and firm, so you don't have to second guess whether you've hit the right spot. That precision matters, especially when you're dealing with tight-fitting joints where even a half-degree deviation can throw things off. It's not just about convenience. Either the consistent angles mean fewer test cuts, less material waste, and ultimately a better-looking final product. If you do any kind of trim work, cabinetry, or fine joinery, this level of repeatable accuracy is a game changer. Now, let's talk about real-world performance. I put these clamps to work on a full sheet of birch plywood, ripping multiple panels for a built-in shelving unit. I'll admit, the clamping action took a little getting used to. The bar can feel a bit sticky when adjusting, and I did pinch my fingers a couple of times during setup, especially because the release button is placed so close to the clamp handle. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something you need to be mindful of until muscle memory kicks in. Once locked down, though, the guide held firm. No shifting, no slipping, even under the aggressive feed rate of my track saw. That stability is critical when you're making long, straight cuts. I walked away with clean, splinter-free edges, exactly what I was after. Durability is where things get a bit more complicated. After several uses, I started noticing something concerning: tiny plastic shavings building up along the track edge. Turns out, the facing material on the clamp isn't rubber like the OEM parts, it's a hard plastic. Every time you slide the clamp in or out, it rubs against the rail and leaves behind fine debris. It's not catastrophic, but it's messy, and it makes me wonder how it might affect the rail's longevity over time. On top of that, the adhesive used to bond that plastic strip to the metal bar doesn't inspire confidence. I've seen it start to curl at the edges, which tells me it might not hold up after months of regular use. These aren't issues that ruin the experience, but they're red flags when you consider this guide as a long-term investment. Another mixed bag is the clamping strength itself. In most scenarios, it's perfectly adequate, especially for lighter cutting tasks like trim work or cabinet components. But I did run into one instance where the clamp slipped slightly during a particularly aggressive crosscut. It wasn't a safety issue, but it did leave a slightly uneven edge that needed touch up. I checked the mechanism afterward, and everything seemed tight, so I'm inclined to think it's more about the clamp face material not providing enough grip under heavy load. That said, for the majority of DIYers, and even many pros doing standard furniture or remodeling work, the clamping power will be more than sufficient. It just might not be the go-to for high-stress or industrial-level applications. Despite the flaws, I keep coming back to value. At $79, this isn't a cheap accessory, but it's also nowhere near the price of premium systems like Festal, where you can easily spend 2 to 3 times as much for similar functionality. And honestly, for 80% of what I do in my shop, the Powertec guide performs just as well. It's precise, it's easy to use, and it integrates seamlessly with my existing gear. I appreciate that it's not trying to reinvent the wheel, just delivers solid miter cutting capability without the premium markup. If you're building a home workshop on a budget or you're just tired of eyeballing angles with a speed square, this guide offers a serious upgrade in both speed and accuracy. All things considered, I'd say this is a solid addition to your track saw setup with some caveats. I'd love to see PowerTech rework the face material to use a grippier rubber compound and improve the adhesive bond. Fix those two things, and you've got a near perfect product. As it stands, it's still very capable and offers excellent functionality for the price. It won't replace a high-end system for demanding professionals, but for the average woodworker, DIYer, or weekend warrior, it hits the sweet spot between performance and affordability. I've already ordered a second one because, like any good woodworker knows, you can never have too many clamps. If you're ready to make precision cuts without cutting corners, consider this miter guide a worthy shop upgrade. Don't let shaky angles slow you down. Like this video and subscribe to stay sharp with more honest reviews. After all, every great build starts with the right tools and a solid foundation of knowledge.